I didn't have social media for all of high school, and part of me regrets it. I wish I would have done things differently, and so I hope you listen to my story so you avoid the problems I had. I was 13 years old or 14 years old when my mom was like, "Hey, you can use social media," and I remember little blood me was like, "Okay, let me check them out." And I remember I downloaded Instagram, Snapchat. I wanted to be like the cool kids, and I remember I downloaded them. And I saw some of the appeal. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like Snapchat has like all these cool filters. Like that's cool. That's dope. But that was it. I was like, okay, what is the point of all of this? And it was also around the time when there was articles getting published about how more than ever before teenagers were lonely, depressed, insecure, and a lot of the blame was put on social media. And so I remember thinking to myself, like, like 14-year-old me was okay, like social media is associated with so many negative things, and then like I don't really see the appeal in it. So I was just like, okay, let me get rid of them. And I'm not here to say that social media does actually make you more lonely or depressed. But I saw all of those associations, and for a long time I thought, yeah, social media brings no benefit. But throughout all of high school, there were multiple times where I didn't make friends because I didn't have social media. I think I could have made more friends and gone to more places if I had social media. There were multiple times when someone else would ask for my Instagram to keep in touch with me. And I would always say, "Oh, I don't have Instagram or social media. I'm sorry." Like every kid had social media in high school, and so if you went up to someone and you asked for their Instagram and they went like, "Oh, sorry, I don't have an Instagram," it was like them rejecting you indirectly. It was like it's like going up to a girl, and even though she doesn't have a boyfriend, she's like, "Oh, I have a boyfriend. I'm sorry." That was the equivalent of that. And so looking back, I didn't make as many friends as I could have, and I generally like there were some people that I thought were pretty cool that I just couldn't keep in touch with because I didn't have social media. I also missed out on multiple events. Like I would only become aware of the events after they happen or from friends because they were all posted on social media. Things going on around school or around the neighborhood or like club activities. All of these were published on Instagram, on social media, and I just didn't have a way to see them because I didn't have social media. And so I missed out on making more friends, getting to know more people, and going to events. And even the friends I was with, I couldn't keep up with. I couldn't see their story of hey, I went to a concert last week, or like, yeah, I had club this week. I couldn't keep up with any of that because I didn't have social media. And for all of high school, I was of the mindset that social media is bad. I won't get it, and I couldn't recognize that it had benefits to it. And now that I'm older, now that I'm 19, I think things like social media, your phone, they have genuine utility, but they also have their problems. And so the challenge isn't to get rid of social media, get rid of your phone, but to know how to balance the utility and the harms. It is about learning how to maximize the utility social media brings while minimizing the harms it brings. And that's the hard part. Really hard to do. This week I was like, I'm gonna get rid of my phone because my screen time's been really bad. And I very quickly realized I need my phone because I didn't have social media for such a long time. I keep in touch with all of my friends and all my family through my phone number. So getting rid of my phone is like, I can't talk to any of them. I also used it to like track my workouts. So I'd be going out and doing pull-ups, and I'm like, how many pull-ups did I do last week so that I can do progressive overload so I can do more this week? Like, oh my god, wait, what is the correct form for this exercise? Like I just can't track all of those things. Or I can track them, but it's a lot harder. I need to bring a notebook and a pencil and a stopwatch to see how long it takes me to do a set and track my rest time. A lot harder. A lot harder. And then also if I have a question of like, okay, what is the proper form to do an exercise? I can't look it up. Going to places is a lot harder. I can't just open Google or like Google Maps and be like, okay, give me the exact directions to this place. No, I don't even know I wouldn't know how to get to a place when I'm off phone, like straight up, straight up. And of course, it's always a concern, like, what if I have an emergency or someone I know has an emergency? They wouldn't be able to contact me. There is genuine utility in having your phone, but there's also a lot of harms, a lot of problems that it brings. And the main reason I wanted to get rid of my phone was because my screen time has been really high, and I generally felt like I've been wasting my life rather than using it productively. The multiple times I wanted to read a book or work out, meditate, just do something with my life, hang out with friends, but I didn't because I spent all that time on my phone scrolling or whatever. So I genuinely wanted to get rid of it, but it also does have genuine utility. And I think that's the hard part, which is like learning to minimize the problems it brings so that you can maximize the utility of it. And it's the same thing with social media. It has genuine benefits. You can make new friends, and the friends you have, you can get closer in not as not in the same way you would if you were to hang out in person, but you can keep up with, oh, they went to a concert last week. When we hang out in person, I can bring it up and we can have a conversation about it. You can't do that if you're not aware of what they've done. You also miss out on certain events that are happening around you, and it's just harder. It's harder, and you feel like you're missing out. You feel like sometimes you don't belong. Like you feel like you're an outcast sometimes, especially in high school. I always felt like a little bit like damn, I'm not part of like the inner circle. But it also has genuine problems. I mean, we can all think of a time where we open Instagram and we spent like 3 hours scrolling on Reels or TikTok or YouTube Shorts. And that's the hard part. That I'm lucky in a way that I don't have a lot of people on Instagram, so I can easily get rid of it. But there are people that most of their friends are on Instagram or Snapchat, and making that switch of going to something like WhatsApp, it's a lot harder. It's a big ask to be like, hey, can you download WhatsApp so like I can keep talking to you? It's hard. It's hard. It's a hard thing, and what I'm also realizing is that you're going to have to make trade-offs. I don't have social media on my phone, okay, and it makes it harder in some ways. But I'm okay with those trade-offs if it means that I don't doom scroll on my phone. Like, I'm happy, like, I'm sorry, Bob, that I can't keep up with what you did 3 weeks ago. But I am happy that I can't doom scroll on my phone because I don't have social media. So, sorry, Bob. I'm not aware that you went to a concert 3 weeks ago. But I also didn't doom scroll 3 weeks ago. And I think so much of this is making those trade-offs. I started charging my phone away from my bed. I made my phone black and white. And yes, it is less stimulating. Like, I sometimes look at pictures and stuff, and it's just like, oh, I can't even really see the picture. But I'm happy making those trade-offs if it means I use my phone less. I stopped using my phone before I go to bed, after I wake up, because I made it harder to do those things, And I think a lot of this is making trade-offs so that you can, yes, you will miss out on some of the utility, but you will also get rid of most of the problems. And I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. And if there's like one lesson I want you to take, and if there's one lesson I wanted you to take, is your phone, social media, has genuine benefits. Genuine benefits. It brings a lot of utility, but it also brings a lot of problems, and you gotta recognize them. And what that means is that you will have to make trade-offs to minimize the problems and maximize the utility. You can't have a balance. You can't say, oh, I'm gonna doom scroll for 2 hours, and I'm also gonna go hang out with my friends. You only have so much time, and so you gotta make these trade-offs. And it's not an easy process. It's a hard thing. If you generally put an effort into doing so, you will change. I think the main mistake I made is that I was always of the mindset that like social media is bad, and I never looked into it. I can think of multiple people that I honestly wish I could still keep in touch with, but I just have no way of keeping in touch with because I didn't have social media at the time. So it's what it is, you know. I don't think the mentality of black and white, you know, like all social media is bad or social media is really good, is the right mindset, the right mentality, because it has benefits, but it also has harms. And it's about learning how to minimize the harms and maximize the utility, the good stuff. So yeah, I hope you make an effort to do so. See ya.